Welcome to another episode of Advanced Tactics Gold Edition. Today I'm just going to teach you how to set up your own random game. If you want to load the tutorial, which is a good thing to do, make sure that you do select the bottom right option, Scenario Website, which is actually the text to guide you through the tutorial. Just loading this scenario by hitting Start puts you into a scenario without any instructions built in, so you have to follow along with the website. Now I'm going to go to a New Dawn random game, and I'm going to select a medium world size with 3 players. And just to start with, I'm not going to load up any specialized options. I'm going to leave everything default, and we'll see what we want to do with this. And I'm choosing 3 players just because I want that 3-way war dynamic. So here's our map, and it's not bad. There might be a small disadvantage for the blue player because they'll be fighting a 2-front war to the west and to the east. And green seems like it starts with the most map area covered. But maps are not won by area, they're won by victory points, which are usually cities, and all the players are going to start with an equal amount of those. If I hit edit, I'll actually jump into the map editor and I can see all these things a little closer if I want. I can also make changes as I want. The first thing I mentioned in my opening video is that the AI set does not really declare war on other AI. I can change this by going to Reg, which stands for regimes, and I am starting in this map as the green player, which is Japanese, and you can see AI is false. If I just pretend I don't want to play them, I can set them to true, and I will play instead as the French. I will set AI to false for this player. I'm also going to move them up in turn order because that's how the game is designed, with the human player playing first. Now, to actually change the diplomacy status of Japan and the Empire, I go to Diplomatics here, and if I have Nippon selected, I select the Empire, change value, and hit 0. This will put them at war with each other. So Japan is at war with the Empire, and the Empire is at war with Japan. Now that being said, you can also fool around with other options here. This is a good, of all these buttons you can press, 20 of them, regimes is probably the one you'll look at the most. You can change the colors for your regime, colors for the other regime. You know, choose different colors so you don't get this blue, dark blue, light blue. It's really hard to see those. What's the difference of those? And what else? I think that's all I wanted to say about this, but let's go ahead and create another map. So I'll close this, go back, and let's create a New Dawn random game. The options that I'm going to prefer are Land World, and I'm also going to prefer a 1-town start and costly research and Stone Age. So if I do those things, I want to go back over here, and I want to select either Big or Pangaic. For our purposes today, I'll just choose Pangaic. They usually come out about the same. What I want to do is I want to avoid islands. So let's go ahead and make that. And the reason why I don't like the flat is because the borders, and this is a perfect example of a border which I like. So on an all land map, once you go to the far west, it doesn't seem like there's a very compelling reason why you can't just go off the map further to the west. But with water here, it just makes sense that there's an ocean here, and it's a natural, immersive reason why you wouldn't want to keep going west. And normally what I'll do in my maps is I'll go to the pick draw type. This is how you actually change the hexes in the game. So you can decorate the map any way you'd like. I'm going to zoom in, I'm going to go to the right, and maybe I'll just put a big mountain range on the far side. Something like this, and maybe a few large mountains. And what I'm doing is I'm giving myself an immersive reason why I wouldn't want to keep going east on this map. So this just helps me to be more into the map and why it's constricted to an exact size. Okay, so now I've shown you how to do the diplomacy, how to look at regimes, and how to draw on the map. So, and even if you get a map which has an island on it, if you really like the map for every other reason, but the AI is stuck on an island, and as I mentioned before, sometimes the AI on an island doesn't handle itself very well. You could just create a land bridge. I've done this before, it's kind of fun. And now this AI won't have a problem because it has a land path it can follow. I mean, if you were really trying to even give it supply, because the AI is really bad at building roads, I'd choose to right click on the square. Let's zoom in even further. Right click on the square you want to start building a road, and then start left clicking. So let's just choose this road like this. So we can wind it any way we want, back and around, something funny like that. And there's our road. So you can just choose this pick draw type and you can do a lot of fun things with the map. What I would recommend you do is find a map that is almost perfect and then perfect it. It takes a long time to go start from scratch and create your own map. Now if you have the time, then so be it. And good luck and have fun. Alright, so let's go to the map settings that I would prefer to play with. So I did choose Costly Research and Stone Age, which like I said is going to start you just with a very slow paced game. You're not going to have anything researched to begin with. And all these other things I want, except for I want limited initial roads and I want natural coastlines. We didn't get to see a reason why natural coastlines is important, but I'll just explain it real fast. I'll jump into this and I'll demonstrate a reason why. Sometimes the AI will just say, okay, you know what? I know that I want each player for a medium map is going to have, of 3 players is going to have 7 cities total, a capital and 6 cities. Let's just pretend that for some reason they decide to put a German town here. Like they just put it there. They would then run their little algorithm and see, oh, I'm very close to the mainland, but I'm not connected. So I better connect it. And what they'll do is they'll just jut a little island out to that thing, which looks really weird. In fact, it can look even more strange if they do it. Like it's almost like this, but they'll do something like even like this sometimes, and then the urban will be over here. So it leaves this really funny looking feel to the map, like this is not a natural coastline. But these things are avoided if you choose that natural coastlines option. Now, with this map, I chose a one-town start, so you can see the national borders only start around the capital. So Japan here only has Hiroshima. Is this Hiroshima? I think it is. Let's end drawing mode so I don't cancel it. Yes, Hiroshima. And it has these other Japanese towns around, but very clear. We have this weird German city, Regensburg, to the far northwest. And you can get this kind of dynamic when you have too large of water areas. So the Germans are over here, but they have a city that's supposed to be closest to them on the far northwest. Now when there's little errors like this, I would just generally restart the map because, in my opinion, it's not worth it to try to fix it. What else to say about this? I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover for this video, so what I'll do is go ahead and conclude, and after this I'll go ahead and generate some maps and find one that is good so that I can start a Let's Play on it. I hope this has been informative and you've learned how to use the map editor and how to change the diplomacy settings for the AI. Other than that, the last thing I can mention is just the humidity options and geological age. This changes how many forests, like arid is almost all plains, dry world has fields, normal will give you forest, and rain world will just give you almost all forest, won't even give you plains. Geological age is the same kind of plus or minus, but now instead of forest it's with mountain. So very young gives you a lot of mountains, and ancient is almost a flat world. With that being said, you can check over these other options yourself and experiment as you'd like. These are the settings that I prefer to use and the ones I'll be using on my next campaign. Alright, thank you.